Hello. The presentation you're about to view is part of the Michigan Great Lakes Virtual Academy Attendance Awareness Program. The purpose of this presentation is to supply learning coaches and their students with information to help them better understand the requirements for attending online with MGLVA. Michigan Great Lakes Virtual Academy, or MGLVA, is obviously a virtual or online school, but is still listed as a public school. So while it's an online school, the school must still meet the standards set by all public schools in the state of Michigan. These standards are incorporated as part of the school's policies and are included in the student handbook. State law requires that a parent, legal guardian, or other person having control or charge of a child age 6 to 18 send the child to school during the entire school year. This is covered under the Michigan Compulsory Statute or Michigan Compiled Laws Code 380.1561 and 1599. The law used to require attendance until age 16, but was amended and now requires attendance from, again, ages 6 to 18. Even to enroll in the GED program, a student is required to be 18 years of age, and the class they were supposed to have graduated with has to have already graduated. There are exceptions for the GED program if a waiver is filed by the family, the student is at least 16 years of age, and the program provider receives approval for the student's reason for enrolling. In the past, this was due to such things as early enrollment into the military or medical reasons that would prohibit a child from the ability to attend school. Currently, the Department of Education requires that every student is in attendance as per the school calendar provided. Generally, this is Monday through Friday with weekends off, as well as any holidays, breaks, or specific times designated by the school and as shown on the school calendar. To make it simple, if the school calendar shows school is in session, the student is expected to be in attendance. The state also stipulates that daily attendance must amount to a minimum of 6.5 hours of education. To be safe, we are going with 7. This is a number that reflects the 1,098 hours of education that a school is mandated to provide each student per year. As explained in this slide, a student is required to not only log into the system, but to show participation through coursework or daily tasks and assignments. A student logging into the system but not providing proof of participation is seen as the equivalent of a student who attends a school building walking through the front doors but never going to class. The state has determined that a login in itself without participation is considered an absence. As we all know, the students could log into the system or go to a class and then walk away, watch TV, or play a video game. This is the reason for requiring them to show participation through work. This slide breaks down the schedule for a student in terms of what is required daily for each student. Students must log in on a scheduled school day per the school calendar any time of day. While in the system, students must check their email and respond as needed or required. Students must also attend required Class Connect sessions. These are the instructional periods provided by teachers. Students are to complete assignments, daily tasks, or coursework as assigned by their teacher. If you have overdue work, complete your current work first. Your overdue work is already overdue. Don't add to that by not first completing your current assignments. That being said, please keep in mind that your core classes, math, English, history, and science, are mandatory and are the classes to focus on first. Something specific to note: while doing school work, whether online or offline, have your course open to receive credit toward attendance in whatever subject you are working on. So for example, while attending a Class Connect session or working on an offline assignment in math, make sure your math course is open in the online system. This helps the system track time spent working in each course. This slide breaks down daily requirements for learning coaches. Learning coaches have to log into the system every day. Learning coaches need to check their emails and respond to those that require a response within 24 hours. School staff are held to the same standard and expected to return your attempts at communication within 24 hours. It is important to stay in contact and on the same page. This is the only way we can help to ensure your student is successful. Learning coaches need to enter their attendance for their students to assure they are reaching 7 hours a day. If you have questions or concerns about entering attendance, please contact your advisor. Advisors are your best friend as they have all the answers and work with you all year long with whatever needs or questions you may have. When considering what to enter for attendance, at the K-5 level, enter all time spent during the day that your child does anything related to education, whether online class connects or studying with you offline. If it's related to their education, enter it in as attendance for them. For middle school and high school, enter attendance for anything related to their education they do anytime during the day except for class connect sessions. Lastly, check your students' progress in their classes. We love our children, but just as we may have to check to see if they cleaned their room or didn't leave dirty clothes on the bathroom floor, if you don't check to see that they completed their work, then you just don't know. And as a parent, it's never good to not know what your kids are doing or not doing. On this slide, you are supplied helpful tips that come from common questions other learning coaches have asked. A work area free of distractions can help avoid a lot of problems for you and for your student. Somewhere away from a TV, video games, or the multitude of distractions our students have in their bedrooms helps keep them on track. Know that 9 times out of 10, if a student has the choice to do schoolwork versus watching TV or playing a video game, schoolwork will never get done. And like any other aspect in our life, set a specific time to accomplish your learning coach requirements. This is the same as when you brush your teeth or times you have to get up. It helps create a routine and helps to make sure that you don't fall behind on what is expected of you. Again, communication is key, so stay in contact with your advisor. They are specifically assigned to you for the school year. Lastly, when you know your child will be absent, notify your advisor, homeroom teacher, and principal. Sending this notice in an email allows records to be kept on both ends and can be referred back to. Notifications obviously should always be given in advance when possible, and you should always supply documentation if you can. Please know that the state does not have to acknowledge or approve an excuse called in by a parent. Sadly, circumstances have occurred where children fell victim to abuse and/or neglect, and it was unnoticed or unreported because the child was kept home and called in sick by the parent. So provide documentation whenever possible. And while it's best to provide it for any absence, it is required to supply documentation after 3 absences. Compare this standard to workplace policies. An employer will not require documentation for you calling in sick for a day or two. But if you're going to miss 3 or more days, generally documentation is required and is in this case. On this slide, you're provided a couple of important numbers you should keep in a safe place, or 3 safe places if you're prone to losing them. The first is to tech support. If there is an issue with any of the equipment, such as computers or headsets provided to you, you are to call tech support immediately. When you contact tech support to report your equipment issue, you must collect a case number from them. This is as important as collecting a tracking number if you were to order something from FedEx. If you call FedEx to check on a package and you don't have a tracking number, then you don't have a package. So again, receiving a case number from tech support is a must. And as soon as you receive the case number, email it to your advisor immediately. The other numbers listed are to MGLVA's main office and the fax number to the main office. You should also have these kept in a safe place to refer to when needed. On this slide, you are provided a couple of important numbers you should keep in a safe place, or 3 safe places if you're prone to losing them. The first is to tech support. If there is an issue with any of the equipment, such as computers or headsets provided to you, you are to call tech support immediately. When you contact tech support to report your equipment issue, you must collect a case number from them. This is as important as collecting a tracking number if you were to order something and have it shipped by FedEx. If you call FedEx to check on a package and don't have a tracking number, then you don't have a package. So again, receiving a case number from tech support is a must. And as soon as you receive the case number, email it to your advisor immediately. The other numbers listed are to MGLVA's main office and the fax number to the main office. You should also have these kept in a safe place to refer to when needed. This concludes our presentation for attendance. If you have specific questions regarding any information provided in this presentation or in reference to attendance in general, please email MGLVA's attendance specialist at the email provided on this slide. Also remember, we cannot emphasize enough on the importance of utilizing your advisor. MGLVA provides advisors for each family to assure that every assistance is given to help your child receive a quality education. Thank you for your time, and please enjoy the rest of your day.